it for you, given the change on their defensive staff and whatever they might have done that was different, to get kind of used to that early on?
Yeah. Well, what was hard was when we got in the game and found out that we couldn't pass protect them in our normal pass protections. And so what happens is, after you look and you find out that you're in trouble, which we kind of know going in, that we're going to have some trouble is, now you're scrambling in the press box to okay, well, we can't run this concept with this pass pro. We got to switch it to this pass pro. And I've never been, so mentally exhausted in my life just switching up our concepts with our pass pros and our formations and just to give our guys a chance to protect them because we couldn't. It was hard. It was hard. It should be when we get the inexperience that we have up there. Like I told you guys all year, man, it's not. There is no easy fix, and it's not going to be easy. Every week we're going to have to find a way, and I'm so proud of our kids. They hung with us and they found a way. Earlier in the week, one thing I just love about working here and working for Herm is every week we come into the game with a specific game plan of how we're going to win the game. We don't just run out there and play offense, defense, see what happens, and then meet together at halftime and then go back out. It's not the way it works here, which is awesome. And so we have a specific game plan. And our game plan, Herm came up to me earlier in the week and said, hey, I want a ball control. I want to score a ton of points. I don't want to punt. And I want time of possession. I was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. So and so, that's what we had to do. And I was so just excited for our kids because they embraced that game plan. Every one of them, when I got out of the booth and I went around that corner and got in the locker room late there after they all celebrated, they all were like, Coach, we did it. We did what we said we were going to do. We did it. And man, there's nothing better than having a group of guys come together with a common goal, common purpose, and you're leading the way and they're following you and you get it done, man. It's just so satisfying, a satisfying win.
Can you feel the second half, the running game improving compared to the first? Maybe that was the key for everything?
Yeah, we felt like we could run the ball on these guys coming into the game. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we had one run play. That was it. We had one running scheme going into this game because of all of the stuff that they do. And we're like, you know what? We're just going to get really, really, really good at running that one run play. Now, we disguised it a billion different ways, but that's all we did, and I've never done that before. So, and I was just a little concerned going into how that was going to work out, but man, it worked out good. And I think what happened was, Eno got so used to seeing the same things over and over again every day that, they just did a really good job. And yes, man, we knew that we had to run the football. We wanted to throw the ball. Our plan was somewhere around 35 times, and I looked down and we threw the ball 36 times. So that was pretty good, right on track. And another thing we said, number one, we can't turn the ball over, and we didn't. So that was awesome. And and then just like I said, the time of possession and all of that stuff, and running the football, we ran it 32 times. We wanted to be balanced, control it. That was great. And then another thing I'm proud about our offense is the second thing that we talked about this morning was there is going to be a moment. I've known Mike Leach since 1992. I've been going against him when I was at Valdosta or North Alabama. He was at Valdosta. In these games, they're going to jump on you early. And I said, there's going to come a point in a time where you're going to hear that voice in your head that's going to say, oh crap. And we were down 10-0 and they were doing this. And then we went 3 and out, and then that was that moment. And I said, guys, remember, that's that moment, all right? And then we came back, and then we hit that long touchdown. And man, I was just so proud of those guys for that. So
just can you walk us through the final drive, and then also just Jaden as a freshman doing what he's doing?
Yeah, Thursday we had a really good 2-minute drill, and we scored a touchdown to win. And so that was kind of good, because then you could just kind of fall back on that success. And so when we hit it, I said, just like Thursday at practice, let's go. And, we basically we wanted to get in some tight splits and burst them out and find some holes, which he did a great job of. And you always have that threat of him running. All right. And so what you try to do is, you spread them out and you kind of devise routes where, it's going to go like this, it's going to go like this, and it could spread and pop. And that's exactly what happened on the last play. But man, he did a really good job. When we ran the football there that one time, that was a little dicey, a little scary, but we got it. Oh my gosh! But no, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
The previous series, you guys were backed out, and you got the false start.
Yeah.
And then I think it was, I don't know what else, 37 or whatever. When Jaden took off, he slid in that situation when you're down by 7 in the fourth quarter. Would you rather him? He wouldn't have gotten it, I don't think. But would you rather him try to fight a little bit more than slide?
Yeah, I got to look at it. I couldn't really tell, but he was so far away. I think from the first down, I believe. That, I'd rather him protect his body. And we got a lot of games left, and there's no reason to take a giant shot there when you have really, we always tell him, when the party is over, man, get down and slide. And he felt like the party was over there.
I was leading up to the second question.
Yeah.
Well, when he was down there in the red zone in that next series when he scored, there was you could tell that he wasn't sliding at all.
I could tell, like at around the 7-yard line, I was like, oh, he's going for it, man. And I was just like, oh gosh, because I was just waiting to take a big hit right there. But he's like, I don't know what he does, man. He just kind of finds a way to not get hit hard, and he just has that ability. And he smelled blood, and I could tell he bursted, and it just took off. Man, that was pure greatness.
This was a signature game for Brandon. What do you make about his performance?
Yeah, we've always felt that way about Brandon. He's so good in the open field. We just gotta, it's hard getting him the ball and then protecting. It's just a lot of stuff goes into a game plan. It's not as easy as, hey, let's just flick it out there to Brandon, all right? And so, a lot goes in it, and sometimes it takes a little while. When you have a young quarterback, you just can't come out and just start, as you saw, he's a rhythm quarterback. It takes him a little while to get in it. So we try to ease him into the game a little bit, and we did that today. And that's what was tough, was we knew they start fast. They're probably going to score fast. And, we're trying to ease into the game and all that stuff. You look up, you're down 10-0. And so you just have to believe, and you have to trust in the game plan, and you have to trust in the human element of football, which was the third thing we talked about this week, was the human element, man. This isn't like Nintendo and Madden. We're not playing on a computer. That's a human being you're going against, and human beings get tired, and we're going to make them tired. We're going to tempo them. You saw that pay off. We're going to tempo them, and human beings bleed, and if they bleed, that means you can bruise them. And we wanted to run the football, and I think we bruised them in that area and did that.
Did you think that your pass protection got better as you went along, or was that just more a product of the run game?
I think, I don't know. I watched a couple times, and there was one time, poor LD. That dude was so wide and came off the edge so fast. I was like, he's not going to touch him. And that's when we said, okay, man, and that's any tackle. That guy's good. We knew that guy was good. And I was like, we just can't do that to the kid. So we started finagling some things and putting the back over there and chipping him and getting out of there. And man, it was crazy, but we got it done.
Can you just talk about the significance of this win just for the program and setting up a big game against Utah and all that?
Yes, in the past, it seems like we've taken a step, and then the next week, whether it was San Diego State last year or it was the Oregon game or whatever, or the Colorado game this year, and we really talked about that this week, and Coach Herm talked about that, did a great job, was like, guys, when are we going to take that, okay, we're playing at home, this is a great team, they're going to score, they can score a lot of points, all that stuff, and so
I gotta be done. Section's off too.
And so that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to take that step today to beat a really good football team. If you guys look, last year, these guys were one game away from playing for the championship. That's a good, solid football team. Coach Leach is one of the best coaches in the country of motivating his players. All that stuff he was talking about, fat and tired as I was like, oh man, no, because I know what he was doing, and he's a master at that, and he does such a good job, and I have so much respect for him. He does a great job. I knew that we were going to get their best shot, and so that's what I'm proud of. We scored 38 points against a team that gave us their best shot, man. And so what it does is it speaks to the players what we could do. Now, we didn't do everything perfect, but when we focus and we do things right, we can be a really good football team this year. we could do it this year.
Time for 2 more if I don't have them.
Jaden has now done this 3 times. So when
You're right, he has, hasn't he?
when,
Wow. I don't want to every game be behind and then I don't want to do that. I know that's what you're probably going to say.
no. When he's on the bench before you go in and you're talking to him, do you have to say something different, or is it just kind of like, yeah, here we go again?
No, I just tell, hey, look for this. I'm thinking about
Okay.
going this. I'm thinking about doing this. You know, obviously, protect the ball. That's one thing I love about the kid is I don't have to tell him that. He just naturally protects the ball. He doesn't make dumb throws. Matter of fact, he's a little more conservative than what you guys might think, because there's things like, you know, when I call an RPO and stuff like that, and I'm waiting for the RPO to be thrown and we're handed off, and he's just like, well, I just don't kind of, and I'd rather him live on that side of the world than I would him getting the ball in jeopardy. And that was one of the reasons that we did so well today is we had 0 turnovers. But, you know, the conversations that we have is just what we're thinking coming up in the next drive.
And also he compliments you if it's a good play, right?
What's
He
that?
compliments you if it's a good play.
Exactly. Great call, Coach. Yeah, they're all good when they work.
On
Yeah.
the time of possession part of it, were you trying to run the clock down a little bit, the play clock, at times during this game? Have him.
The only time I did was actually, and it was kind of crazy, but was before halftime.
Okay.
Because I know them. Like I've seen so many times. If there's 30 seconds left on the clock, they can drive down and kick a field goal. And I was like, I looked up. There's like 50 seconds left. I said, "Dang, I need to milk the clock." Like you're not thinking that way unless you're playing somebody like Mike Leach's teams. But that was really the only time I thought about that was in that situation.
Thank you, Coach.